Welcome to Terra Viva TV. Day 3 of the Mekong Media Forum has been a very busy day for all of us. Terra Viva TV reporters Bo, Đức report on gender and security, learning, relearning, and creating space for journalism.
I am a woman photojournalist from Thailand. เป็นช่างภาพผู้หญิงในประเทศ
And I do realize the limitation that women has, which are different from those that men have. For example, the physical limitation of women. But however, when I'm trying to produce my work, I didn't think about trying to compete with men and trying to compete with the physicality of the male photojournalist. But I try to pursue the different angle that women can have versus the men's angle in viewing the story, in taking the picture and in telling the stories.
The gender issues in Vietnam is not caused by the thinking of people or the behavior of people. It's caused by the cultural context. That's the long history said that men have the most powerful in the family, so women have to a lot of things serve the man in the family because men dominate the family. They earn the money for the family, so women have to do anything the men want.
I noticed that there's a long way to go in order to have gender equality. One point that I would like to raise is that the business model of the media in Cambodia, that means that gender story need to compete with other kind of story. Otherwise, we cannot sell the story. So business model of the media also play a role in gender reporting.
Raising voices of women on media is the main topic discussed in the session on gender issue. Surveys show that only a few articles or programs tell the story of women and their situation. And this could be one of the reasons why women have less chances of having equal opportunities in the society compared to men. Some said that media could help women to get involved in the society.
We need to go back to looking at gender as a social construct.
However, we must first change the society concept of gender.
I think we need to focus more also on the way gender roles are changing, and that's not necessarily always in the context of activism. For example, because so many women are now migrant workers, the husbands who are left behind have to become house husbands, and I think it's a good thing for media to show what the men are doing as well and the changes that are happening.
เขาก็เป็นผู้หญิงบดีที่มีลูกทางหลายคนเอาตัวหน้าเลยหรือว่าจังได๋เว้ารับหลังหั่นแหละไอ้น้องก็บ่พอใจปานใดแบบเขาต้องอายเนาะแบบหมู่ก็เจ้าไปโรงเรียนหรือว่าไปใส่แบบไปในสังคมก็เจ้าโอ้เอื้อยมึงบ่มีผัวคือมีลูกแบบเว้าเยาะเย้ยตามหน้าตามตาเป็นมาคือ
In the Mekong region, sexuality has always been a sensitive topic for many journalists.
Sexuality is a very sensitive issue, especially in this region. We have very traditional conservative culture and in which we only do the sex but not talking about sexual identity. But I think there is an importance that we should recognize the importance of the sexual identity in our life, in our society, and also it's a matter of the building more democratic society. And I think the problem that we face now is not only the lack of the reporting on sexuality in the region, in media in this region, but also the perspectives.
And I think we have to be very careful in reporting sexuality issues, especially when it's related to sexual violence, because we don't want to re-victimize the victims, we don't want to stigmatize the victims.
Gender and sexuality awareness might still take a long time, but raising women's voice could be a start. Minh Đức Lương, reporting for Terra Viva TV, Mekong Media Forum.
Reading, learning, and creating are prerequisites for professional journalists and citizen reporters.
You buy book because you expect something from the book.
Tasawin Jithi Desharak, publisher and director from Silkworm Place, and panelist at the Reading Mekong Authors section said that she is unsatisfied with most media reports.
It doesn't provide any depth, or it's always one side. That's from reading Thai newspaper. It made me amused that how much investigation our Thai journalist has done. Sometimes they just call someone who know the person and write it down. Of course, reading would be essential if they have time to do some homework without just going asking someone they know.
Many journalists know what they should do to get a good story, but they don't do it. They've received trainings, they have good editors, but why don't they do it? Partly because we're all a little bit lazy. We know it takes extra time and effort to get that second source, that third source. It's lazy. It's more work to come up with our own story ideas. It's much easier to write something from the press release or to go to the press conference that the company is holding or what the government says at its press conference. So I've seen this time and time again over the last 10 years.
They've been able to publish political stories.
Apart from the encouraging the journalists to learn more by attending trainings, Jeff Hudson, journalist and regional media trainer, also point out that
after having done many trainings over the years, we've heard so many comments from people who have said, I really love the training, it was great, I've learned so many new things, but I can't implement them because my bosses won't let me.
I think we need an ethic where the journalists are taught to own the story and control the story. Don't let the story be controlled by the PR companies or the big businesses and the government. Let the journalists remember their true role of writing for the reader and their audience. What do they want to know?
I think anyone cannot afford
as the trend of citizen reporter spread out in the Southeast Asia, citizen reporters need to equip themselves with proper skills. Robbie Alampai, the executive director from SIPA and also speaker in Creating Space for the Citizen Journalism and New Media section, explained that the environment is an important part to create the space for the citizen reporter.
People, whether they are working for a newspaper or a TV station, or whether they're reporting by their own volition in their own websites, on their own forums, and so on. The important thing is the environment. If the environment allows them to do it, what we're finding is that people can be very creative and very innovative in what they do.
Whether you are a professional journalist or a citizen reporter, continuous learning is needed to cope with changing environment and to create your space. Siwatra Tiengrotrat, reporting from Televiva TV, Mekong Media Forum.
For more story, please log on to www.ips.org/tv/Mekong Media Forum 09. Goodbye for now. I'm Annie, reporting for Theravada TV, Mekong Media Forum.